If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is you show up. The scripture comes from Psalm 143. Lord, hear my prayer. Listen to my cry for mercy. And your faithfulness and righteousness come to my relief. Do not bring your servant into judgment, for no one living is righteous before you. The enemy pursues me. He crushes me to the ground. He makes me dwell in darkness, and long like those long dead. So my spirit grows faint within me. My heart within me is dismayed. I remember the days of long ago. I meditate on all your works and consider what your hands have done. I spread out my hands to you. I thirst for you like parched land. Answer me quickly, Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, or I will be like those who go down to the pit. Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go, for to you I trust my life. Rescue me from my enemies, Lord, for I hide myself in you. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your good spirit lead me on level ground. For your name's sake, Lord, preserve my life, and your righteousness bring me out of trouble. And your unfailing love silence my enemies, destroy all my foes, for I am your servant. Okay, so here is the message. Here is the message. Here's the message. For somebody, God is saying he gonna show up. Okay. And like I just feel like, and he's gonna show up because you show up. Okay. And God takes this into account. And even if it's a situation where you had a hard time showing up, you had a hard time climbing out your bed, and you sat there for a while, and you may have let out a few tears, and you like really didn't feel like getting up, but you got up anyway, and you got dressed, and you did everything that you needed to do to get there. You brushed your teeth, you washed your face, you got yourself together, and you showered and all that, you know what I'm saying, and you got everything together, and you showed up. You showed up. God takes that into account. And there's some people that be expecting God to show up, and they don't even show up. And guess what? He still will show up. And if he will still show up for somebody that don't even show up when God asks them to show up, what makes you think that he's not gonna show up for you? And every time he asks you to show up, you show up. Every time God asks you to pull up, you pull up. Every time God asks you to do exactly what God asks you to do, when he asks you to do it, how he asks you to do it. For you to think that he is not going to show up for you is preposterous. God said he is going to show up for you. He is going to show out for you. And it will be even more than he would for the person that he asked them to show up. They don't show up. He still show up for them. God is really going to show out for you because you show up every time he asks you to show up. You show out every time he asks you. Every time you do exactly as he asks of you. Every single time. There is not a time when you are like basically just like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I just feel like this is somebody you always go out. You always do what God asks you to. Even if it's something you don't want to do. Even if you don't feel like it. You don't feel like it today. You don't feel like it this week. You don't feel like it this month. You say, you know what? I'm going to show up for God because God asked me, and you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and do it. That's my Father, Daddy God. I'm going to go ahead and show up for my Father because he asked me. And I just feel like God is saying that he got you. Okay, there's no need for you to worry. There's no need for you to stress. You show up. So guess what? He gonna show up. He gonna show up. And that's the message. Sometimes it may be late. It may be a situation where somebody you've been waiting on something for a long time. God says sometimes you late. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you still show up. And because you still show up, even if you late, you know what I'm saying? God said he's still gonna show up for you. Don't get stressed out. Don't worry yourself. There's no need for you to pull out your hair. Everything is fine. He got you. He got you. He got you. Like God is always on time. And even in a situation where you feel like you've been waiting a long time for whatever it is, you are also going to find that there was a reason that you had to wait. Because there are certain things that had to be in place first. And there are certain things that you had to learn. There are certain things you had to understand. There are certain things that you had to realize before you receive whatever this thing is. And that's okay. But now it's time. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.